For God alone, my soul waits in silence. From Him comes my salvation. He is my rock and my fortress. I shall not be greatly shaken.
Hello and welcome to day 3 in a series of reflections drawn from Sam Silcock's book Beauty in the Chaos. Today's reflection is titled One Step at a Time. He writes, I was walking and had all sorts going through my mind. More specifically, I was reminded of places I have been in my life up until that point. The steps in the photo reminded me of an outing to Folkestone, the wintry Ramsgate Harbour, a holiday to Iceland, and some of the architecture of trips to continental Europe. Each of those trips, the emotions and experiences they entailed, were steps in my life which have contributed to making me the man I am today. Amusingly, on my return part of the walk, I hit a dead end, literally part of the prom which stops dead so you cannot go any further unless the tide is out, which it wasn't. So I had to turn around and walk back a few minutes before ascending the steps up to the top of the cliff. I laughed at myself. I should have remembered that bit, but had left it too late. It made me think of life and how sometimes we may have to go back a bit to go forwards again. Perhaps we have to deal with some of the previous steps so we can progress, or maybe we repeat the same steps as we are growing. I have a small wall plaque in my hallway right before the stairs which go up into my masonette. It's similar to a well-known quote by Martin Luther King Jr. The quote is, "Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase." As we go through life, we cannot see the future. We can physically see what's in front or may have a plan, but we cannot see ahead in time. Only God can see that, which is why we need faith for the first step. He rarely gives the whole picture. I'd even suggest never. When God reveals a poem to me, for example, the Holy Spirit reveals it to me line by line or a step at a time. On the final part of the walk, I was pretty tired. I'd walked for over 2 hours and could feel my legs aching, and I was getting hungry and thirsty. Life can often feel like that, and when it does, the steps can often feel so much harder. But the reality is, I did not have to rush back. I slowed my pace a bit and made sure I continued to enjoy the journey. And that is what we need to do with life. Maybe you are struggling with where you are right now or how things are. Remember to make the most of where you are on the journey. Take the opportunities provided by God to slow down and take notice. You only have to take one step at a time.
For God alone, my soul waits in silence. From Him comes my salvation. He is my rock and my fortress. I shall not be greatly shaken. shall not be greatly